How's it going? Ryan here, and today I'm going to go over the one trade that I took on SPY. Happened to be a winner, but the execution wasn't as good as I would liked it to be. We'll go into what mistakes I made, kind of what happened during the trade. But before we jump into the trade, we are on the daily time frame here, looking at SPY. Few levels I had charted out from the daily time frame are where we gapped from this recent gap fill, which we have closed that gap. And wow, I was slacking today. I didn't even realize that was the next level down. But that 423 about, we have the bottom of this 4-day range, 425.7, 0.8, somewhere in there. The top of this range, 429.56, I think is where it is. We have the bottom of this swing low, the bottom of this swing low. Those didn't really come into play today, so I'm not going to dive too deep into that. But you can see that we came down, we filled this gap from way back when, and we have pushed up and reclaimed this next level here. So we're back within this range. But what a massive hammer candle on the daily time frame at a key level with some very high volume. We could definitely see, I mean, if you were trading this, that looks like a reversal there. We come down, we fill a gap, we come up, form a hammer candle at a key level on high volume. So we could see some relief to the upside in the coming 2 days this week. We shall see though. But interesting nonetheless. We'll see how that plays out tomorrow. See what we do over the pre-market. I'm just going to jump down into the 15-minute. We'll take a look at just a few other areas that I was watching today. So I had the high and the low of yesterday's trading session. I had this little demand zone from yesterday's trading session. I also have a support turned resistance from yesterday's trading session, as well as just a resistance that co-aligned with the pre-market high. So we had this area that we rejected off of yesterday. It also happened to align with the high of the pre-market, an area that we kept rejecting off of. So I was watching this area to the upside. Really wanted to see us break through that if we were to rally to the upside, as that was kind of the closest level that we had before we could make that move. And then to the downside, we had these levels from either the daily or the previous day's trading session. So hop into the 5-minute chart. I took a trade today looking at both the 5-minute and the 2-minute chart. Not something I usually do. Usually I strictly enter off the 5-minute. I wanted to try it out. It worked in one regard, but I think maybe my lack of familiarity with it, I didn't feel as comfortable in this trade, and you'll understand why once I go into it, what I'm talking about there. We began the day by just chopping around. We were just up and down, back and forth, nothing really to play here. Once we broke below this level that had held initially on the third candle of the day, we broke that level, came down, almost bounced off this 425.8, rallied right back up into this level, and then I took a put here. I actually took 2 puts, so I sized up. I took 2 contracts on the retest of that, and I'll hop into the 2-minute so we can see what I was looking at. I saw us break, push down, come up and retest this level that was kind of the previous low, that swing low before we set this new one. We came up and tested it, and preemptively I got in right in here. I bought a put for 426, so I was looking for a move down to this level here, the previous low of day, or I guess it was the current low of day at the time of taking this trade. But I took one contract here. I took another contract, I believe, when we pushed up in here. However, I would say, according to my rules, it was a bit early. I didn't even get confirmation on a 2-minute. We didn't reject even on a 2-minute time frame. Normally, I'd want to wait for a sign of weakness on a 5-minute. So definitely a little impatient, and I think that's been a weird dynamic that has been in my trading the past 2 days, where I'm patient for a trade, but once I'm in the trade, I'm impatient, like either getting into the trade or exiting the trade. I'll wait for the setup, kind of it's an odd thing that's going on. I need to straighten my mental out, because trades I'm taking, winning trades, I'm just messing them up. Anyways, when we pushed up here, my stop was a break above 427. Nice whole number. It was also an area of major support yesterday. You can see how we were kind of bouncing around that area earlier in the day as well. So I was watching that as my last line of resistance. We didn't break above that. And we started to make a lower high after coming down here. We came all the way down. I debated selling a contract in here, but I wanted to stick it out and wait till my level. However, when we formed this little doji here on a little bit higher volume than we'd been selling off on, especially after having like a candle like this, where we have that hammer candle. Yes, we had continuation, but still that price action kind of concerns me. When we had this little doji, I got one contract I trimmed just to de-risk, just to lock in some profit. I trimmed one contract and set my stop loss to break even on my next contract. This push up here stopped me out at break even on my last contract right before this move down to ultimately my target that I was going to take one off, and my next target after that. So really nice trade. I got stopped out at the worst possible time, but that is my fault. That's my fault for entering at a bad time here. I entered here, waited all the way through here, and I guess through either time decay and just a bad entry, this was where break even was. So took a small profit here, broke even, and then we had a massive move that I don't even know what the contract was down in here, but when we were in this area, when we broke through this support, the contract was up 100%. So had I not gotten stopped out, and this is a lesson to me as well. I was definitely profit watching. I was looking at the price of the premium moving with the option, paying less attention to price action. If we look at price action here, we are in a downtrend. We didn't set a higher high. We were testing an area that we kind of found support earlier. We found resistance at that level. There wasn't a reason price-wise for me to get stopped out here. It just stopped me out because I wanted, if I'm being real, it's because I took a loss yesterday and I didn't want to take another loss today. I was already up, and I figured there's no way I'm going to take an L on a position that I was up like 20% on. But this little push up swung that. It's a same day expiration, so they're volatile. It pushed up, stopped me out. But I was basing that off entirely off price and being scared to take a loss. And that's 100% what it is. I need to get my mental game down, because the trades I'm taking are winning trades. Yesterday, a big move would have been a winning trade, but I cut my losses because I had a bad entry and we started to push past a level. So we're having a bit of a slow week on the mental side. Trades, we've just been falling out of the damn sky. So trades are just look for breaks of bear flags, look for retests of support turned resistance. The trades are there, I'm just not executing. So that's kind of the frustrating thing. I did make money on the day. It was much less than it should have been. It was also poor execution, taking myself out of the game right before we got the move that I was ultimately looking for. So nobody's mistakes but my own. I just got to own it and learn from it, but we'll do so. From there, I'll back us out a little bit. We'll look at how the rest of the day played out. From there, you can see we tested this level. That was yesterday's low of day, rallied up, broke through it, retested, sold off, didn't quite retest, came down and tried this area, and that was the gap fill that I was referring to on the daily time frame. So we filled that gap. That was pretty much the bottom of the day, rallied from there. I guess we had a little sell-off in the power hour right at the end of the day, but we found support at yesterday's low of day as well, and ended the day above this level here. So that's why we got that big hammer on the daily time frame. It'll be interesting to see where price goes from there. But that's just a little quick look at how I traded today. Not the greatest execution for me. I think switching things up in terms of the time frame that I was watching, profit watching rather than watching price action and letting letting price and real indicators in terms of volume and price and what I'm seeing on the chart lead me. I was led by profit and being scared to lose. So that's a sign for me. I'm going to size down for the rest of this week. I'll only trade one contract. That will help me be a little less anxious about taking a loss. That will allow me hopefully to be a little sharper mentally. And if I can pull that off, then I feel pretty confident that I can get back to trading in a better way, because I'm there. I'm slipping, just slipping up and choking essentially when I'm in the game. But if you've made it this far in the video, I do appreciate you. Thank you for watching. I trade live every Monday through Friday, so if you feel so inclined, if you're interested, come hang out. I love to have people bounce ideas off of, see what they're thinking. It's just fun to interact with all of you. So we also have a free Discord. If you want to join a Discord with like-minded traders, people trying to learn, improve, get better, willing to share ideas, willing to talk, review trades, overall just a great, helpful community. Pretty small right now, but a really cool community that supports each other and helps each other learn. So that link will be in the description. If you're interested in joining, feel free, stop in, say what's up. That's all I have for you. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day. Bye.